Welcome back to the Immigration Answer. So it is Jim Hacking. It's Wednesday, the 2nd of February. It's Groundhog Day. And any sense of winter ending anytime soon, at least here in St. Louis, is sort of crazy. We had ice and snow, and we're supposed to get more snow tomorrow, today and tomorrow. So I'm working from home today. Amani's upstairs. She's working from home. The kids are home from school. And here we are. We're here with you. Happy to be here. Hope you all are doing well. Excited to talk about immigration and to answer your questions. Let me go ahead and share the link. Um, Everything you say is public. So we have one fellow who's upset because he didn't realize that he was live here on the show. I don't understand how in the world that could be, but here we are. All right, everyone, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any immigration related questions. This is sort of an earlier show for us, 2 o'clock Central Time. I think people do like the later starts, and we'll probably be moving more towards the later starts. I haven't been creating as much original YouTube content, and that's okay. I'm enjoying this live show much more. It sort of keeps me from having to think up questions to answer because that's what we've always had. Okay, let's watching from Egypt. That's what we've always had is just answering people's questions. That's sort of how we created all of our content from the start. Luis is in Vegas. That's a great place to be right now. Nice and warm, I hope. Sheldon is getting snowed on also in Colorado. Would love to hear what you guys want to talk about today. What's going on in your world? Um, I've been sort of upset about Biden and the Biden team. I sent out a tweet today to Alejandro Mayorkas, who's the head of Homeland Security. I'm sure he didn't see it, but sometimes it's fun to angry tweet at them. I'm just so disappointed with the job that they've been doing. And I just tweeted about how so much of what we're seeing every single day, just this frustration that I get talking to you guys and hearing your stories. I just really, really get frustrated with that. But we do have a bit of good news. Check it out, people. Our friend Mariana has been approved for her green card. We're very happy for her. Good job, Mariana. Congratulations. Everybody give her some love. Give her a little shout out. Congratulations, Mariana. I hope you'll continue to be a good member of this community. We love having you here. And that'll be a great thing when your green card comes. So congratulations. All right, let's get this party started. Hi, AJ.
Hey Jim, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Pretty good, thanks. I didn't expect that I'll be pulled right back. I mean, on the screen. So quick question, Jim, is we applied for our 485. We're just waiting on our advanced parole and EAD. It has been more than, it was received and receipts were generated on December 31st, 2020. Yes. So it's been more than 14 months, almost 14 months now since we are waiting on EAD and advanced parole for I-485. Is there anything I can do
Yeah, you
to
should
get
sue
them?
him. Yeah.
Okay, how much does, so I have a family, right? So me and my wife. So will there be separate fee for each person, or will it be combined as one lawsuit, husband
So
and wife?
the official rule at the Hacking Immigration Law Firm is that we only charge an extra $500 for the spouse. So
Okay.
you wouldn't have to pay the whole legal fee. It's just the regular legal fee plus $500 for anyone that you want to add.
Okay, so do you have a number in mind? Like how much would it be?
Yeah. So ordinarily it's 4,100. Oh
Okay.
no, usually it's 40. Yeah, 4,100 plus the $402 filing fee, so 4,502, and
45.
then it'd be $5,002 altogether.
Okay, good.
And
That's good to know. And that,
we could just
mhm.
add the last 500 on at the back end, so it'd be
So
the
it
same.
would be 5,500 about that,
No,
right?
it'd be 5,002.
Oh, 5,002. Okay.
Yeah,
And we will get the response in 90 days or less, right?
certainly for the work and the travel card, and then the green card. Which field office are you at?
This is in Texas.
Yeah, they're pretty good about responding to the lawsuit, so I think we'd be good.
Okay, perfect. That's all I have. Thank you very much. And one other question, actually. So, if I was to travel before we get a response from our lawsuit or my regular processing of my EAD and advanced parole happens, is there a way I can make an info pass appointment, go to the USCIS, and get a month of advanced parole stamp on my passport to travel, or no?
I think it's almost impossible, and it's certainly not something you can rely on.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Jim.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Bye, AJ.
Bye.
See you, bud.
Bye.
All right. All right. That was AJ. Let's talk to Barbara. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing just great. How are you
All
doing?
right, very good, thank you. I have almost two-part question. My fiance is 18 years younger than myself, and
Hmm.
he's also from Canada. Is there any hardship with him being from Canada? Is it all go through the same system?
Canadians usually get an easier pass. Is he a native Canadian, or was he somewhere else and has a Canadian passport?
He has he's a immigrant in Canada. He has a citizenship.
Where is he from originally?
Tunisia.
Right. So then he's gonna be treated like an Arab, not like a Canadian. Not that that's fair, but that's how it goes.
Oh, okay.
Right. So is anything on file yet?
No, nothing.
Are
We're
you
just
married yet?
starting the process.
Are you married yet?
Not yet.
Hmm. Well, let me say it like this, and I probably should do a video on this, but generally, in my experience, USCIS is much more forgiving or tolerant of big age gaps than the State Department is.
Okay.
So that embassy in Montreal in particular, we've had some problems on age-related cases. So I'm not telling you what you should do, but let's say hypothetically
Okay.
that there was someone whose fiance was 18 years younger, and let's say they came to the United States on a visit and they decided after a few months to get married and just to apply for a green card here. I think they'd have a much easier time doing it all here in the United States than they would um, trying to do it through the consulate. It'd be faster, and I think the chances of success would be almost double in the
Okay.
U.S. versus the State Department.
Okay. Okay. And then the green card itself, does it take longer to process? I mean, how do they pick where your center is that you are filed with?
It, well, I don't. I mean, everyone gets all bent out of shape about which processing center they're in. It's
That's
based on where you file, and where you file is based on where you live. So I would
okay.
spend zero time thinking about that. I would be
Okay.
more concerned with where will the if they were to file, which service or which field office will have the interview. You know, how busy is that field office? So, like for instance, San Jose, Seattle, LA, you're talking 18 to 24 months.
Okay.
Columbus, Ohio, Tallahassee, Florida, New Orleans, you're talking 9, 10 months.
Okay.
It's more
Okay.
about for those kinds of for overseas cases, the service center matters more. For cases for adjustment, it matters more which field office you're going to and how busy that field office is.
Do you have to live near that field office in order to process?
No, but like St. Louis, we cover southern Illinois and the eastern half of Missouri. Kansas City has the western half of Missouri. So
Okay.
Chicago has all of the northern half of Illinois. And then Milwaukee has like the whole state of Wisconsin. St. Paul has the whole state of Minneapolis, stuff like that.
So we're down here in Florida, so I would assume then
Yeah,
it would
so
be
there's
Tallahassee.
a shitload of field offices in Florida. There's actually if you at least there used to be. I think Trump turned it off, and I think Biden's people might have turned it back on. But there used to be this thing called like if you Google USCIS field office locator, you can put in your zip and it'll tell you which one it is.
Oh, cool. Okay. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Okay. I
awesome.
appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad I got to talk with you today.
Good
Stay
luck, Barbara.
warm.
Have a great
Big
day.
storm coming in. You too now.
See
Bye
you. Bye.
bye.
All right, that was Barbara. She had some good questions for me. I always like that. All right. Somebody named Ben Dover is here. He's going to marry a girl in Colombia, and he's in America. So, could you tell me the estimated wait time to get her over? Ben, if you go back and look at some of our older episodes, there's a guy named Corey who came on. I think he came on like 3 times a month. His wife was in Colombia, and I'm pretty sure it took just about 2 years. Might have been a little bit less, but if she's a native Colombian and coming through Bogota, I would say it's probably going to be somewhere between 21 and 24 months. All right, let's see what Karthik has to say. Hi, Karthik.
Hey Jim, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good, good. Hey Jim, I filed my 360 in 2018 August.
What kind of 360? A VAWA?
Yeah, VAWA.
Okay.
It's a battered spouse. It's on battery. So I
Yep.
got two RFs, for one for good moral character and another for good faith marriage. I submitted letters from friends and family.
You got two different RFEs,
Yes, one for good moral character and another one for good faith marriage.
and you filed just in August last year, and you already got two RFEs. They came
20,
separately.
2018.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So as far as good faith marriage, did you have, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is you didn't have a lot of sort of real time evidence, and 10 is you had a lot, what would you say you had?
Yeah, because the marriage it didn't went well, so we got separated in 2016.
How long were
So I
you
was in
actually?
prison for
How long? How
1 year.
long, how long did you actually sleep in the same bed?
Same bed for 6 months.
Okay, so you probably don't have a lot of records of commingling, like all the usual marital stuff, because you were only together
Yeah,
for six
she
months. Were
she
you? Were
damaged
you? Sorry.
she damaged the entire apartment, and I have the damage notice and apartment pictures, the
Were you?
evidence.
Here's the big question: were you in status at the time that you married her and filed, or were you out of status at the time you married and filed?
Uh, I'm on my I'm out of status.
On the day you got married to her, you were out of status.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you marry someone and then are married for a short amount of time and then file an I-360, the fact that you were out of status actually hurts the 360 because they think it was all just sort of a quick, convenient marriage to set yourself up for a VAWA claim.
hmm
Okay.
We
So
got
what's your
separated
question?
in 2016, and I filed VAWA in 2018.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So what's the
Mhm.
question?
So what are my chances? It's been like nearly 4 years now.
Did you have a lawyer file the 360 or did you file it
Yes.
yourself?
Yes. My lawyer filed it for me.
Wait, who filed it?
Attorney. My
Attorney.
attorney.
Well, what do they say? I mean, they're going to know better than me. I don't have your evidence. It doesn't sound like your marriage was very strong, and it doesn't sound like they believe it very much. So,
Mhm.
um, I'm not. It's
I
hard to
submitted
say.
just from family and friends, from her family and my family.
I mean, the
And
other thing is, it's always harder for a male to get VAWA than a woman.
okay.
So, I mean, I think you might be okay, but
Mhm.
as you know, these cases take a long time, and
Yeah.
it
I
doesn't
did
sound.
a inquiry from behalf of the congressman, and I got the reply there saying that I submitted a substantial likelihood of being abused, and they said it's going to take some time.
It's
They
been
still
a long
didn't.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would probably just leave it alone and keep doing your thing. Wait and see
hmm
what happens.
So I'm thinking about threatening a mandamus. How about that, Jim?
I mean, the thing with mandamus is it's just a fast forward button, so I can get you a decision. I'm reasonably sure of that. That if I sue them, we'll get
hmm
a decision on your 360 and your 485. Might have an interview pretty quickly. So I would say 3 or 4 months. I just don't know what the result would be because I didn't file the underlying case.
hmm So can I have a consultation with you, Jim?
Yeah, sure. Do you know how to get a hold of us?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the chat. Call this
hmm
number and ask for Daniel. Tell him you were just on the show,
hmm
or you can ask for Hooli, um, and they'll know what to do, and
hmm
then we can go from there.
Okay. I'll email you all my file. You know.
Yeah, that's fine too. I'll put the email too.
hmm
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Karthik. See you, bud. Have a good day.
You have a great day. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. All right. Ahmed is next. Ahmed Zayek Habibi. You're on mute.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good, blessed, and thank you for all the services you are doing. You're doing a great job. Thank you.
Sure. What can
I
I
have
help
a,
you
I have a
with?
straightforward question, and I know it may be the answer that's how the immigration is doing, but I would really appreciate if you can put some thoughts. So I'm on a green card right now, employment based. I came as a student, employment based, got my green card in 2020. I got married last December, and I'm from Pakistan. I filed just I-130 earlier this month, in January. I know the time frame right now. It says like 2 years for California. My center is in California. Case is in California, and then wait time for embassy in Pakistan is 1 year, 1 more year. So if everything goes smooth, then 3 years, and if they want to delay it up, it can go to 5 years, according to what I've done my research. So I don't know. Is there anything we can do on this? 5 years
I mean, hopefully it won't take that long. How did you get your green card?
employment.
Okay.
I came on my student visa for my master's degree. I'm an engineer. Did my engineering from Pakistan.
Yep.
I started my job with them in 2017. I was with them for 5 years, and now I just applied for that. No overstay, nothing, smooth.
Yeah. So, what's your receipt date?
January 10th, 2022.
Oh, so you're just getting started, and you're already
I
worried
just
about.
started.
Yeah. There's nothing. You're just waiting, brother.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
That's it.
welcome. Good luck,
Appreciate
Ahmed. All right. That was Ahmed. Let's talk to Martin. Hi, Martin.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good. First time on board, so I'm happy.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. I have a question. I'm a green card holder since 2013. And on 2017, I was arrested for domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
And my case was dismissed. So now I was trying to...
Well, hold on. So dismissed means lots of different things. Lots of people call dismissals a different thing. So sometimes a dismissal is the prosecutor decided not to go forward. Sometimes it's that the judge dismissed it, or I did probation and then they dismissed it. When you say dismissed, what exactly happened?
There were no evidence. The woman was just lying. So they found out that she was lying.
Okay, so you got arrested.
Yes.
And then you had a court date.
Yes. I went there, and after the investigations, everything, they found out that she was just lying.
So no trial, no guilty plea, no not guilty.
No, nothing.
But, yeah.
No guilty, no trial, nothing. Just
okay. So it's just an arrest that was unfounded and it went away.
Yeah. So, but I spent like 1 month and some days in jail because I was waiting for my bond. I didn't have money that time. So now my question is, I'm trying to apply for my citizenship. Do you think it's the right time to do so?
Yeah, sure. You waited long enough. And I mean, you're just going to need to walk them through everything that happens. So make sure that you have all the records of the arrest, the complete court file, certified copies of that, the docket sheet, all that. But yeah, obviously you're going to have to say, have you ever been arrested? Yes. Have you ever been charged? Yes. And then, you're going to have to explain it.
Yeah, because even the judge asked me to seal the case, so the case has been sealed, everything. So I was just worried because they told me that I can wait for five years before I can apply. So it was 2017. Now we are in 2022. So I think it's 5 years gone. So
if you're that close, then go ahead and wait till you're 5 years past the last court date, just so that is completely off. But I think you should be fine.
So should I wait the day that I was arrested or from the day that they dismissed my case?
If it's both this year, I would just wait until 5 from the dismissal.
Oh, okay. So what if I want to travel? Am I going to be in trouble when I'm coming back to...
So in that scenario, I would, you're going to need these records for your citizenship. I would also travel with those. And you don't just like go through customs and say, woo, here's my court records. But if they ask you, you have them.
Okay. So, but they'll let me in, right?
They should. Yeah. Just on an arrest. Yeah.
Okay. So that was my worry. So thanks so much. I'll be waiting then maybe in October. That's when my last court date was.
Perfect. Good.
Okay. Thank you, Jim.
Bye, Martin. See you, bud. Good luck.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right. We got some questions in the chat. Moha is asking, thanks for what you're doing. I married my wife religiously while my divorce from my first wife was still pending. Is that okay by law? It depends on the law of the country in which you got married. If it's in the United States, it doesn't have any legal effect, but it could. So we would need to research the law of where you got married, whether a religious marriage can be recognized for purposes of conferring benefits. Generally, it's not going to be a problem, but it was a dumb idea that you shouldn't have done that. That's not something that I would have recommended. I know Islamically that people want to get together and get married sooner rather than later, but it's better, not just from immigration, to wait. So there's that. All right. Here's a related question. Does a religious marriage invalidate a K-1 visa? It can. Again, complicates things. Again, gives them things to screw with you on. Not a good idea. My vote is don't do it. So it's funny. A lot of religious marriage questions today. All right. Does an overstay affect citizenship after getting a green card based on marriage to a U.S. citizen? That's a strange question, D. I don't know that I understand, because the overstay is sort of cured after you get your green card, when you get your green card. So that shouldn't be a problem. But generally, I don't know what you mean. I mean, unless you mean an overstay overseas, but I doubt that's what you mean. But generally, if you, oh, I see what they're saying. I got it. Okay. So D, I think, is asking, Jim, if I overstayed my visa and then I got my green card based on marriage, later on when I apply for citizenship, will that overstay affect me? That's a great question. It's not one that I've had before. I like that question a lot. Okay, cool. D says I got it. So generally, no, right? The only thing where that can come up is if it leads them to ask you questions about how you supported yourself, whether you ever lied to USCIS or any other U.S. government agencies. And then the big one, of course, would be whether during that overstay you had any false claims to U.S. citizenship. So that would be the one way, because, of course, a false claim to U.S. citizenship is a silver bullet. It means you're not getting your citizenship anytime soon, and you're probably going to get put into deportation. So just the simple act of overstaying is usually cured, and it's sort of done by the time you get to your citizenship. They're not, if you got your green card based on marriage, they're not really going to spend much time on that anymore, other than if it relates to lying or false claims to citizenship. So hopefully, D, that helps. All right. Let's see what Samuel has to say. Hi, Samuel.
Hi, Mr. Jim. Good afternoon.
How are you?
I know you might not be able to remember me again, but you helped me with my green card, and I just want to say thank you again. So
Sure.
I went to my N400 interview and I passed, and I've been waiting for the oath ceremony for more than 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks now. I don't know what's happening in Southern Illinois. So
where is it? Chicago?
No, Southern Illinois. I'm from
Also
Joppa.
St. Louis? Yeah. I mean, all that stuff's been delayed. COVID is delaying it, but really I would say of all the places I've ever seen that gets slowed down the most waiting for other people to get in the queue so they can have a big enough ceremony, it's Southern Illinois. So you're in sort of a tricky situation where your case is governed by the St. Louis field office, which is in Missouri. So what they do is that, I would say 80% of their cases come from the Eastern District of Missouri, and 20% or maybe even 10% come from Southern Illinois. So they have to wait until there are enough people in Southern Illinois who have applied for and been approved for citizenship. So I think they do like 6 a year, maybe 8 a year. So you're talking every 2 months. So I'm not surprised you've waited 3 weeks. This isn't about you. It's about the crowds in Southern Illinois. That's all.
So do you have an estimate?
Yeah, probably another month and a half, sometime in the next month and a half.
So probably next month?
I would say probably about a month from now, maybe sometime in February, early March.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, sir. I really
You're welcome, my
appreciate
friend. Yep, congratulations. All right. Hi, Benjamin. You've been waiting for a while. I like your green wall behind you.
Thank you. That's a paint job over here in Tijuana, Mexico.
Nice. It looks good. Yeah, it looks like my green screen from when I used to do my videos on the green screen. How you doing?
Pretty good. I have actually 2 questions for you, sir.
Yep.
The first one is relating to my mother. She was deported back in she was deported 10 years ago.
Okay.
And they gave her the 10-year bar. She already did her time out here. My brother is a U.S. citizen, and he's applying for her to come back.
Great.
My question is, her priority date was February 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So I was checking on the visa bulletin board, and we're already past that priority date.
Well, so wait, your brother is a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so priority dates don't really apply for the parents of a U.S. citizen, though there's an unlimited number of visas. So all the visa bulletin and all that stuff doesn't really apply. You're just waiting for the normal processing times. When did the I-130 get receipted? How long ago?
And he submitted it I believe on 2020 in the or 2021, I'm sorry.
And it's still at USCIS. It hasn't been sent to the National Visa Center?
No, because he hasn't received any like letters or anything like that.
And was his birth certificate generated at the time of his birth, or was it generated later on in life?
Oh, my mother's or my dad or my brother's?
Your brother's.
Well, my brother was actually born in Mexico, and he became a resident. Then he became a citizen.
Yeah, but so sometimes people, when they want to sponsor their mother, they say, "Oh, I need to get my birth certificate," and they go to the Mexican government, the local government in Mexico, and say, "Hey, I need my birth certificate," and they generate them one in 2021. But let's say he's 50. What I want to know is his birth certificate from 1970 when he was born, or is it from 2021 when he went to get it from mom?
To be honest with you, I'm not. I'm pretty sure it was recent.
Mm-hmm.
A recent one that we sent him.
Okay, so
but I'm not quite sure. So I can.
Yeah. So they might send a request for evidence for more proof that he's her son. They don't generally don't like those recently generated birth certificates. They usually lately they ask for more evidence. So I would be ready for that. But if he filed in 2021, we're only in February. That means at the most they've been waiting 13 months. I wouldn't be worried. I'd give him another month or 2 or 3 before I start worrying about the processing times on the I-130. I mean, it's slow and it's stupid that it's taking that long, but that's about right for right now.
Yeah, well, that's about the same time that I was thinking, give it about 2 or 3 more months. So
yeah, I think you're
actually.
Yeah.
Okay, and the other question is my case. I actually got deported back in 2018 due to the fact that I didn't show up to immigration court, never received a letter. And back in 2018, I tried to apply for my residency. My attorney at the time told me, "Hey, you have a warrant for your arrest," and they came and arrested me outside of a convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give me any chance. I didn't even see my attorney. They arrested me on Sunday, and they deported me on Tuesday. I was in Juarez.
I was gonna say, were you close to the border when they arrested you?
No, I was in Las Vegas.
Oh, wow, that's pretty fast. Okay, so was that your first trip into the United States?
No, I lived in the United States ever since 1988.
Okay. Well, I probably don't want to. There's some questions I'd like to ask you about your case that I don't really want to ask you on camera.
Yeah, I understand.
So if you want to call the office and talk to Daniel, we can see if there's something we can help you with. But who would sponsor you if you were to come back right now? If you wanted to come back right now, if you could?
My father, he submitted a I-130 back in I'm not quite sure when, but I have a priority date. It's in 1994 is my priority date. October 1994.
And is that current? I haven't checked lately. Is that current?
I believe they're working on 98 or 99. I'm not quite sure.
So you're current.
My father was the one that he's a resident.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, a resident. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not married. I'm single.
Got it. Okay. Well, I don't have the visa bulletin up in front of me, but we can talk about it if you want to reach out to the office.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Benjamin. See you, bud.
Thank you for your help.
Have a good day.
You.
All right, that was Benjamin with his nice green wall. Let's talk to Vivian. Hi, Vivian.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good, good. I had a couple questions. So me and my husband got married in October.
Mm-hmm.
And we did the applications ourselves, and we mailed it the 31st, and everything was accepted really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got an RFE this month regarding the affidavit of support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we were just wondering, because like the year prior for 2020, I didn't make enough. But this year, 2021, I did. So I'm going to file taxes and see. I just wanted to know if I could do that route, or if it's better for me to try to find a joint sponsor.
It's better for you to try to find a co-sponsor.
Okay. And then it also, like, do I need to have the past 3 years, or just 1 year? Oh, the 3 years?
Yeah. That's why I think it'd be better for you to get a co-sponsor, because just one good year of earnings is not going to cut it, especially if it's just you. So I would recommend getting a co-sponsor.
Okay. Okay.
That's it. That was easy.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, Vivian.
Thank
you.
That
affidavit of support's tricky. I hate filling it out. I hate working on it. The math doesn't even make sense. You add up the numbers, and it should say 2, and you say 3, or 3 and 2. It's
yeah. There's a glitch, and I put the wrong. Yep. Like the total gross income, and I messed up and I put the wrong numbers in. So yeah, that also.
Yeah, and the thing about the RFE for an affidavit of support is they don't always tell you, like they just have this big chunk language that they don't tell you what's wrong. So the thing is, lately we've been seeing denials for people that don't get it right the second time. So you really need to be careful and make sure you give them 3 years of earnings, all the supporting documentation, that you redo your form, and then you do your co-sponsor's form correctly.
Okay. And then I also wanted to ask, I'm going to file for this year. I don't know if will a tax ID hurt my husband for him to get one, or should he not?
It's fine. Either way.
It's fine. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Cool.
Bye, Vivian. See ya.
Bye.
All right. That was Vivian. Nora's home today. She wants to make sure that everyone knows we are on TikTok now. She's trying to get us to 100 subscribers. We are at like 82. So if you're on TikTok and want to follow us at Immigration Hacking, that would make her very, very happy. Let me turn off that banner, and we will talk to Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hi, good afternoon.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm living in Raleigh, North Carolina right now, and I have a question about my N400 application. I do have interview with the officer in Durham, in the USCIS support center near my home.
Yeah.
And they interview me like 2.5 hours in the role. So it's so frustration and really frustrated. And then the thing is, my case is like I have I've been studying in Los Angeles back in the day in 2013, between 2013 and 2014. And then
on an F1?
F1 visa, but I came to study as the what is it called, the language, English language.
Yeah.
And one of my school, I studied 2 schools. The first one is okay, but the first one is still active until today. The first one is still active, and the second one is they found out that school is the fraud. Like they open school just to take a lot of students to come in to pay for their tuition to obtain the F1 visa, to obtain the I-20 to stay. So most of the students, they not really come to school. But at that time, I see plenty of the students when I study, but I still go to school for the first 3 months. I think my what is it called, the semester, it's only for 6 months, but I only take 3 months, and I leave home to Thailand earlier. And then I didn't know what happened to the school after I left home in 2014 and back to America at the tourist visa at that time. and I found my husband. Like I didn't pretend to find, but I found like the loved one in the restaurant, and then we married, and then we start doing a green card application, like petition and everything as normal people. I didn't realize what happened to the school that I've been studying with, because I didn't take anything. I didn't even have the, what is it called, the certificate, because I left the school first. But before I left the school, I go to the school and talk to the person in whoever take care of the school, like the reception, whoever. I said, hey, I have to go home, I have to see my mom, I have to go home. Then but I paid the tuition in cash, so I don't have anything to prove that I paid the tuition. And I didn't have anything except the sheet that I left in my host mom house before I left home to Thailand. When I got back, when we're doing a process of having a green card and everything, now I'm lawful permanent resident and 10-year green card holder. Then I apply my N400 application, I believe last year on March the 5th, and they give me a notice of the letter for me to go an interview for an N400 application on November 23rd last year.
Then they kept you in there for 2.5 hours. Did they give you a request for evidence after that? Did they ask for proof that you were? Did they ask for proof about they ask about the English language schools that you went to, and did they ask whether you were continuing in a reasonable course of study, working towards some kind of a certificate? Did they ask you about that?
They let me tell you this, my interview went through, but it's so frustration. It really make me frustrated. But the officer, they kind of like do visual interview, like I talk to you right now, like the officer on upstairs and I'm downstairs, and then we talk
on an iPad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then he interviewed me for so long, like one of the most longest interview I ever have in my life. And then he asked, I passed the civic test, I passed written test, I passed reading test, everything. I passed everything. But he keep asking me about the second school, how long you been there, and when did you go to school? Do you still have a certificate or not? If you have, I don't have it because I don't get it. I said I don't have it. And he said, why you don't call to school and let them print for you and send it to you? I said, I believe the school is closed, but I don't know the reason why the school is closed until I go home and looked it up, because I have this issue when I go to Mexico, when I only have 2-year green card with my husband. We go with my friend to Mexico. When I come back to the border in Los Angeles, in Long Beach, and I got pulled by the ICE, or I think the police on the border, custom border, whatever, and they take me and ask me, you've been in and out of this country many times. What school are you in? Blah blah blah. And they kept asking me about the school. I don't realize why they keep asking me about the school until I go to do N400 application interview. Then I was so annoying. It was so really annoying for me. Why they kept asking my school? Then I go check on the internet, and I found out, oh my God, the school is closed because the fraud closed by ICE, because the school is open as fraudulent. So the thing is, they asked me, you go home first, and then we will check your background check, and then 1 week later they send me the letter, or they notify me by my account, my USS account, and then I have to send the evidence. So, but they didn't tell me what evidence they want. They didn't tell me number 1, number 2, number 3. They just want me to show if I have a good moral character to become a US citizen. I have to prove that I'm not paid to stay. I'm not paid for stay at that period of time, which is only 3 months. And then now I send something. I go to Los Angeles to my host mom, and I get some sheet, the sheet that I've been studying. I left something right there, and I get some book, and I print the book, like only the scan the picture, like copy, and then I send as much as evidence as I can find back to them. From my first school and from my second school, I sent all of it. And then now they said they accept my evidence already. They got it already. So I checked my status. They said your case is under reviewing now. So so far nothing outstanding. So what do I do? Because
How long ago did you send in your request for evidence response?
I think 2 months, about 2 months, because in the letter said they will have to give me the final decision or final answer that whether they deny or whether they approve my my case within 120 days, which will be end on this year, March 23rd.
So I'm really glad you called into the show today, Sam, and I'll tell you why. So I had an interview about a month ago, and it was for someone from Thailand.
Thailand.
Right. And they went to an English school. They went to 4 English schools in their area where they lived. And they were in English school for 8 years. 8 years. So we just got the request for evidence on that case, and they don't think that one of our schools was fraudulent or fake, but they do think that my client wasn't working towards a certificate or making progress in learning English, that he was just going from school to school to get the I-20. I think they think he was secretly working. He swears he wasn't working, but I think they think he was working, but they don't really care because they think that being in English school for 8 years, that doesn't count. That doesn't count towards working towards a certificate. So I think he's in a little bit of trouble. And I think you are too. So it's interesting that within a month of you and me, we both got requests for evidence, clients from Thailand, English language schools. You know, this is clearly on their radar. Like, they are paying attention to this, right? Like, and they know about that school. Now, I probably would have encouraged you, if you had contacted me earlier, I would have gone much more slowly in responding to that request for evidence. And I would have hit them in the mouth and said, just because this school that I was at for 3 months might have gotten shut down for fraud doesn't mean that I committed fraud. So I think you really need like a lawyer and arguments. And I wouldn't have just rushed to send them whatever you could get from the host mother and a picture of the book. I think you needed a lot more.
I'll let you know. I didn't send my evidence on behalf of myself. I hired some local lawyer here, and he formed the letter for me, like sending out from his office. And but in my heart now, I still feel like I'm so scared, and I feel like this is the thing that I've been waiting for all my life. And then I not tend to be American citizen actually, but since I have every right to be here, and I have my husband here, I'm married here, and I have my house here, and I work here legally, and I pay tax every year. So I feel like, for me, I feel like it's really unfair for me that I'm trying to be a good person, but something hold me back. Just like they thought that I'm paid to stay, and I'm like Frost, like stay in the school and just keep a status active. Then when I come back, and
I think they're. I mean, if I had to guess, I think they're not going to give you your citizenship. I think they might let you keep your green card, but not give you your citizenship. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm wrong, and I'd actually like to hear what happens. So if you want to let us know what happens later, you know, that's.
Then if it's that's the case, because I have one of my friend, they kind of have same issue like me. They're not gonna give them a citizenship, but they're gonna give them a green card forever. So you can keep. He said they can continue renew green card every 10 years. But then if that guy, my friend, wanna fight with them with USCIS, then the USCIS won't be allow them to get anything at all. That's what my friend Facebook right now.
I think that's about right. That's the mindset I usually have. So like, I would be careful about appealing this decision when it comes. When you get the decision, if you want to send it to me, I'll look it over and let you know what I think. But if they deny it, I might say, yeah, I wouldn't appeal. I wouldn't keep reminding them that you're here. I would just sort of move on and be happy with my green card.
You want if they're sending the final decision, whether approved or not. If it's not approved, you think should I do appearing, or you think should I just stay with my green card?
It depends what it says in the denial.
Okay, and if if I stay with my green card, I can be able to continue with my green card.
They could try to take it too if they think you should have disclosed this, or that they wouldn't have given you your green card if they knew about it. They could be really mean and come after your green card. But I think they'll view this as, oh, it's sort of a close call, so we'll let him keep his green card, but not give him his citizenship. That's what I think would probably happen.
That's what the most worst case scenario, right? They're just not going to give me.
No, worst case scenario is they don't give you your citizenship and they try to take your green card and put you in deportation. But I don't think that's going to happen. But that's worst case scenario.
Okay. So if I receive the letter, then I go ahead and contact you.
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to look it over. Yeah, especially since I got that other Thai case. I think we're identifying an issue that USCIS is concerned about Thais in America going to English language school and not following the rules.
Even just 3 months, even just for a long time, like 2013, is just like a
for you. For me, it was that they were here for 8 years. For you, it was that you went to a school that turned out to be fake.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the big case. That's the big problem, because the school is fake. The school is fraud. So
I'm gonna roll, Sam. I got other people waiting. Okay, buddy.
Sorry. All right, thank you.
See you, bud. Have a good day. Yep. That was Sam. I'm glad Sam called. I learned a lot. Hi, Yusuf.
Hey, Jim. Sorry to.
No, you're fine. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I don't know why the volume is not. Okay, it's good now. So I want to ask you another question that's been in my mind since I spoke to you last time. Without explaining my story or anything, does having a baby affect sponsoring or petitioning for my non-U.S. citizen wife? Does it have an effect, or it doesn't have an effect at all?
So you and your spouse are married, and you want to know if having a child makes your case more or less likely to be approved?
Mm-hmm.
Does it affect it in any way?
Yep.
I mean, it demonstrates, I believe, that the marriage is legitimate. You know, that it supports the argument that this is a real marriage. It would affect your tax return, so that would affect your affidavit of support. But really, you know, it's certainly not bad. It certainly doesn't hurt.
So, if I petition for my wife now, and she's not in the U.S., and then we have a baby, do I apply for the baby too, or how does that work?
Are you a green card holder or a U.S. citizen? Are you a green card holder or a U.S. citizen?
Green card holder, but I'm not applying for her now. I'm applying for my citizenship in 3 months.
Okay, so that is sort of tricky. So let me think. So, are you already married?
Mm-hmm.
And have you filed an I-130 for your wife yet, or no?
Not yet, no.
And are you planning on filing before or after you apply for your citizenship?
Actually, I saw a video of you about a year ago, and you suggested to wait until not to file for that non-U.S. citizen wife until I get my citizenship.
I would say that this is something we need to sort of maybe talk about off camera, just because there's lots of moving parts. And for instance, just as an example, and I don't understand why this is, but if a green card holder sponsors their wife, they can add their child to the application. But if a U.S. citizen sponsors their wife, then they have to file a new I-130 for their child. So and pay the extra fee. So it actually gets more complicated if you become a citizen. And that video is probably sort of old, when there was a delay in the spouses for green card holders, but now there's not. So my advice right now would probably be just stay a green card holder, get it all done, and then get your citizenship, I think. But I would want to look at all the parts and talk it through and see the timelines and everything.
Can I speak to you off camera, or how does that work?
Well, no, not today. You got to call the office and talk to Daniel and do all that stuff.
I did, but I couldn't reach you, Jim.
Well, that's because they're only talking to people that want to hire us to be their lawyer. So if you don't want to hire us to be their lawyer, this is as good as it gets.
No, I'm actually, I don't want to pursue it alone. I want to hire you guys, but I want to speak to you before we make any decisions. Okay. Like just to elaborate on my story, because it's quite complicated.
Okay. So whoever your lead person was who would have contacted you, hopefully you have their email. Just email them and say, I was on the show today with Jim and he said we should talk, and we can set that up probably for Friday.
Okay, we'll do that. Thank you so much, Jim.
All right, have a good night.
Bye,
buddy. All right, cool beans. So we're at 50 minutes. We got about 10 minutes left. Let's see what Lackey has to say. Hi, Lackey.
Hey, Jim.
How are you?
Doing good. How are you? And I'm one of your fan, watching all your videos.
Thank you.
And can't wait to get into your show and ask a few questions here and there. So I've already been contacting you and also the office. So my quick question is, I filed an I-130 for my spouse overseas. It's been almost 2 years now. It's at NVC stage. Come May, it'll be 1 year documentally qualified at NVC. So I just want to see what's the best I could do.
What embassy is it?
It's in Mumbai, India.
And what are you hearing as far as them processing spouse cases in Mumbai? Are they regularly processing them, or is everything on hold?
Like, I don't know. I'm still left in the dark. I don't know what's happening. What are they doing? Probably they're just concentrating on the student's visa or H1s, but
usually it's the other way around. Usually they're concentrating on the spouses. So I would say do some checking, see what you can find as far as whether that embassy is processing. I think on our end we're seeing them work, but if you can find out that like they're processing other people's cases, maybe people in the comments can even let us know about Mumbai. But I think the last time I heard that we had a couple approved out of there. So I would check to see. And so if everyone says, oh yeah, everything at Mumbai is proceeding or spouse cases are proceeding Mumbai, then maybe sue them. Mm-hmm. But if nothing's happening in Mumbai, then we probably wouldn't want to sue.
Yeah, but it's all actively working, and there's no lockdowns or no messages come across saying we're not actively working, but everybody's left in the dark. Nobody knows what's happening. And I thought IR1s, CR1s should be like the ones top priority with the students and the H1s, but nothing is moving. It's been close to 2 years since I filed. So I just want to see if any other expedite I could do it with you or Sue.
When did Yusuf, sorry, I got a text from my son, Yusuf. When did USCIS, not Yusuf, when did USCIS approve the I-130?
Last 2021 March.
So the State Department has had the case for 10 months.
Yeah, so from March it moved to NVC, and then May last year it got documentally qualified.
Yeah, so I think that you should probably give them another 4 or 5 months, and then if nothing happens, say by September or so, then I would sue them.
All right, so by September probably we're expecting a first child, so then get a US passport and then start the process. It'll be that's the same route, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and also another question is, like, what if I'm currently in a resident which I need to move? Is that okay right now with this stage? Will that be any problem or no?
No.
That won't be any problem.
Mm-mm.
Okay, cool. All right, that works. Thank you, Jim. Always my pleasure. I'll keep watching you. Thank you.
Sorry your case is so delayed. See ya. All right, King's awaiting. Hi, King.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for giving me this platform to be able to, ask questions. I am a current international student here in the United States, and me and my wife, we started the application process for the I-130. She filed for me, and then I also did the I-130A. That was last October. But, we didn't file the I-485, adjustment of status. We didn't do that yet.
Why?
So, well, we're just college students, and we, had to work and save just to be able to pay for the other things. But I'm just kind of curious to know, what would you advise us to do? Because now my I-485 is all said and done. I'm just kind of like, I wasn't sure what to do next. Should I put in the application now? And also, with my current status, I'm at the risk of losing my scholarship, which is the only way I can afford to go to school in the US. So with that being said, it would make perfect sense for me to be able to put in my I-1, the other form, put it in, and then also try to expedite it with my current situation, because I'm an athlete and I'm waiting to get surgery. So maybe for next year, I might not get my scholarship. So I'm sort of kind of like trying to put myself in the best possible situation so that I could graduate and still continue my education. So I wanted to, speak to you about it. And with the joint sponsor, a family member is willing to, go that route for us and submit all the paperwork. And with me as an international student, I'm on F1, on my F1 status, never, committed any felony, any of that. I'm good to go. I'm still currently an F1 student. I'm just trying to adjust my status before I graduate, so.
When did you arrive in the United States, King?
2016, February.
So you've been on an F1 solid for 5 years. Good for you.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And have you received any degrees in those 5 years?
Yes, I received a high school diploma.
Okay.
And then finishing up my undergrad pretty soon.
Okay. And so when did you file the I-130?
October 2021.
Okay. And that case is still pending?
Yes.
You got a receipt notice back and that's it, right?
Yes. Got the number.
And so now you're thinking about filing your 485.
Correct.
And you want to know from me what to do next, or like how it's all going to play out?
Yes, because I'm trying to do the application. Yeah. No, I want to like get it as soon as I can, just so that just in case if I cannot get a scholarship to continue my education, at least I'm able to work and pay for school and stuff like that.
Do you have the 1225 ready to file and everything?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to file, there's a bunch of forms you're going to file, not just the 485. So you want to file for the I-765 and the I-131. So that's a travel document and a work card. And then you have to do that affidavit of support. And it sounds like you're going to need a co-sponsor because your wife is a college student. So get that all out the door. So you'll get receipt notices back. And of course, when you send it, the most important thing, and you need to put it in big, bold letters, is that you have an I-130 on file and that it's pending, and you need to attach a copy of that receipt notice. That receipt notice you have is really important. So you want to say in big, bold letters, this 485 follows a previously filed I-130 that was received on this day and remains pending. And then you submit all that other stuff with the 1225. And then they should give you receipt notices for the 485, for the work card 765, and the travel card the 131. And then you're just going to wait. Where do you live?
I'm presently in New York right now.
Yes, in New York City.
Yes.
Yeah, so New York's going to be pretty slow. You should get your work and travel card in about 6 months, 6 or 7, 8 months. At that point, if you wanted to, you could drop out of school. Not saying that you should, but you could, right? So better to just stay in school. Hopefully your injury will be overcome and they'll keep renewing your I-20. But you'll have a whole lot more security once you have that work and travel card. You could work, but then that would be a violation of your F1. So you got to be careful and figure out what you want to do. It's good to have that card in case you do have to drop out of school, sort of keep it as a backup. And then eventually you and your wife will have your green card interview. And it sounds like a relatively straightforward case, except for the I-130 is separated from the 485, and people don't usually do that.
Correct.
But I think you're going to be fine.
Okay, thank you. Also, I wanted to ask, because one of my friends gave me an advice and say I should sort of include a letter to sort of tell them my situation and why we need to make the process expedited.
No, just get it. I mean,
don't do that.
No, I was just talking to someone about this on the show the other day. You can't not do things the right way and not file the 485 with the I-130 and then finally get around, in their eyes, then you finally get around to do it, and then you ask them to expedite. They're not going to expedite that. And I don't like giving big, long explanations. Just send them the forms, send them your evidence, your marital evidence, and then go from there.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, King. Good luck. I hope you heal up.
I will. Thanks. And I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'd love to see you again. Thanks, King. All right, everybody, that's an hour. We will be back tomorrow. I think we're at 4 tomorrow. Let's take a look on February 3rd. We'll be back. We are actually 31, 32, 33. Tomorrow will be our 34th day in a row. We're going to take Saturday off and we're going to take Monday off. So we will be having some breaks, but we'll be going the rest of the week. And then we will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. And don't forget, Nora would ask that you please follow us on TikTok at Immigration Hacking. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you tomorrow.